All right, everybody. So welcome back. So we do have TTPS Media Ambassador Sergeant Ancil Forde. He's with us in studio this morning. Yeah, Sergeant, how was the carnival?
Quiet.
You work?
Yeah, I worked quiet, uneventful.
Yeah.
I did not see any mass, right? Other than for what was probably on TV. Yeah. I was not out into the heart of the activity, right? But notwithstanding that, the carnival, by all account, was enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was relatively safe, and on that note, the Commissioner of Police wishes to thank members of the public for supporting the initiative of the police, for the, I want to say, personalities, the different soca artists, and they who would have partnered with us to promote that Make the Right Choice, festive shield, secure the vibes campaign that we would have carried for the carnival period. We wish to thank them together with all of the other stakeholders who supported us, the other arms of the Ministry of National Security, right, who was out there ensuring that we had enough coverage. We say thanks. Yes?
Yeah.
So getting that out of the way, Marlan, we are focusing now on our, I want to say, teenagers, those young ones between the ages of, let us say, 13 to 19, right? And some of them, whilst it is that we may use the term, troubled teens, right? Not that they are giving trouble, but because of that challenge that I want to say a significant amount of them, or a significant percentage, experience during that time, that period of their life, which is very critical, right? Where they are searching for their identity, they are dealing with the influences, whether be it on social media, whether be it at the school, whether be it within the community, the influences, also the pressure, right? And we speak about peer pressure that they experience, right? And we cannot ignore the impact of social media on them, yeah? Because whereas when we were growing up, Marlan, our ability to communicate was pretty limited, more or less right within your immediate community. Those are the persons you tend to interact with, right?
Yes.
But with the advent of social media, they have this wide audience, all right? And it is at their fingertips. And this is where some of the challenge comes, because social media is impacting on them both positively and negatively. How do we help them as parents or guardians? We have to be involved in their lives, all right? Because, for instance, some of the things that they would be treating with would be some emotional issues, yes? How they feel about themselves, self-esteem, image, right? How they look compared to, some of their others,
right,
or their other friends, and it's really emotional, right? Additionally, how it is that they achieve the things that they want to achieve, right? Be it academic, be it sporting, right? Be it some career choice that they would like to make. How do they achieve it? And when it is that things don't look too bright, how well do they manage disappointments, failures, yeah? All of these things are things that they need the necessary support to be able to navigate their way through, all right? And this is where the parent or the guardian comes in, by you being involved in your child's academic life, paying attention, right? Supporting their academic as well as their curricular activities, yes? Giving them that sort of support and guidance. Additionally, Marlan.
But before you move on,
Sure.
and you speak about the influence and you speak about the relationship with the parent and the child, and if you don't have that relationship, I'm talking to the parents now, you're really opening up the door to other influences that may not be positive, and to people who may not have that sort of, what I'm trying to say is that there are going to be people who feel that you are vulnerable and they will take advantage of that. So you have to provide that child with that armor, as it were, in order to deal and navigate, as you're saying.
You are absolutely correct, Marlan, because where it is you don't create that environment for that child to feel comfortable. Right?
That safe space.
That safe space. To feel comfortable, to feel that they can trust you, right? To communicate with you without, let us say, the negative response, without being judgmental, right? But actively listening and giving them that opportunity to be open, right? Notwithstanding that you may have to disagree with them at some point in time, but you would have created that space where they know, I can come, I can talk to mommy, talk to daddy, talk to auntie, talk to uncle, right? And explain what is happening to me, right? And based on that gap that you identify, that external persons may have the opportunity to fill, right? Because of the, let us say, that sense of vulnerability, right? That exists. If we parents and the guardians were able to maintain that safe space, we would be able to limit, to some extent, the external influence. Yes, we have to be supportive, Marlan, as I said. Now, whilst it is that we tend to, I want to say, give them, whilst we tend to give them their space, we have to monitor them, right? Monitoring is important because they may spend a lot of time on social media, right? And whilst you don't want to pry, you don't want to take control, you want to give them that opportunity, you have to monitor it. Because in itself, being online and being on social media platforms has its dangers.
There are a lot of predators out there.
There are predators, and the material, the content that they are exposed to can do damage. Yeah? So you, the parent, you have to also pay particular attention to their, I want to say, social media life. Yeah?
Because this and the computer, in some cases, that's the babysitter for the children, you know, right? But could you imagine, so you're allowing your child, your baby girl, as it were, to be on the computer and she's playing whatever, and some predator is asking her, could you take a picture? Could you tell me where you're living? Could you send it to me? Could you take off your top? Could you take off your pants and send me pictures? And that is what is happening on social media.
Yes, it is, Marlan. It is happening. And whilst it is that you mentioned, you know, your young child.
Yes.
Right? Even whilst it is that we identify the young child and how they tend to give them the devices to babysit, right? That is something that we have to be very conscious of, right? And I think, Marlan, that the young adults, these teens, they are more targeted, right? More targeted. And we, the parent, really and truly have to be able to reach them through conversation and explain to them, encourage them to be aware of these things and how to treat with it. It's important that we advise them, we educate them, because they themselves may not necessarily know how to treat with a person who is befriending them, right, on social media.
Yeah.
They themselves may not. So we have to be involved in that way. Now, why is it that we are speaking in relation to you taking that proactive approach? Notwithstanding that, Marlan, things do happen and our children are impacted. But if we as parents or guardians fail to identify that something is wrong, right, then we would have lost the opportunity to assist that child. So we have to look at the changes in behavior of that child, right? They may become very withdrawn, may become very secretive, right? May display behaviors that were never seen before, a certain level of aggression, right? Certain level of impatience, right? And these are some changes that you can inquire into what's causing this.
Yeah, Mr. Forde, I just have about 2 minutes again.
Yeah, sure. Now, what's this that they are not limited to just dealing with influences. We have to also be mindful of the exposure at this period in their life to substances, illegal substances, right? Whether be it is narcotics or it is some other substance that causes them to feel a particular way and causes them to behave a particular way. We need to be on top of these things, and we need to be able to get the right help for them. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we are available, right? Whether it is through our hotline as in 999, whether it's through 555, whether it's through our victim and witness support unit, we are there and willing to assist. The Children's Authority, they're willing to assist. Child Line, they're willing to assist.
Yeah.
You, the parent and guardian, we encourage you all to pay particular attention to your young ones and reach out for the assistance. Let us help them to deal with these challenges that they would have during this phase of their life.
Yeah. I heard someone say recently, if you live for the chairs, you die by the booze. And that makes a lot of sense, right?
That is
because if
so
you're
true.
Looking for people on social media to prop you up and to support you, the first person that says something negative is going to have a bad impact on you. Yeah?
Very good point, Marlan.
Yeah,
Very
Mr.
good
Forde,
point.
but I can't take credit for it. I can't take credit for it. But think about that earlier. Mr. Forde, as always good to see and speak with you. Thank you very much for these very important tips this morning. We do appreciate it. Coming back, everybody, we do have this for our viewers. That's a shot there of Tobago. It's from Lisa. Lisa, good morning to you. We're coming back.